Devils win 3-2. Oh, this was such a good game. This was a tight game. This was one of those games where you didn't know which way it was going to go. We needed this game. We lost the first two games of the series. The first game was just a shit show by this team, but they didn't show up at all in the first game. A lot of this team is inexperienced in the playoffs, and a lot of them are getting their feet wet in the playoffs and didn't know the feeling. So the first game they lost 4-1. That second game they lost 3-1, but they were more in that second game. So that's what gave a lot of Devils fans, the sense of, we'll be okay. Carolina isn't that good on the road. They're a better home team. And if we can tie this series up and then go back to Raleigh and really take the series over, win one there, and then try to go back to the Rock and win the series. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but, I know we only won one. I want to tamper expectations, but, it's possible. The Carolina Hurricanes are a team that we've shown the last two games that there's fight in this Devils team. I know the depth up front isn't there, but the depth on defense and the depth on goaltending, especially the way Markstrom's playing and the way our defense is playing, they look really good, and they're really showcasing in this series. Especially tonight, we lost another defenseman, Kovacevic. We had Brendan Dillon out. We had Luke Hughes out. But we got Siegenthaler back, so that's really good. He was supposed to play limited minutes tonight, and he really shined. Played over 20 minutes of ice time, looked really good out there. When you're down to five defensemen, Dumoulin, Hamilton, Pesci, Siegenthaler, and Shimon Nemec, they played really good tonight. They played really good on both ends of the ice. They tried to help out on offense. They pushed the puck up the ice. Good sticks tonight, and the way they played on defense, it was great. They held this team in it, and the depth forward is my huge concern for me. And when you're looking at the power plays, that's something the Devils have to start capitalizing on. They went 0 for 5 tonight. They had a lot of opportunities on the power play to try to break away from this game, and they couldn't. And you saw some times where they just had trouble getting into the zone. The puck would easily go to a Carolina Hurricanes player, and they would easily just shoot it down the ice. So, let's look at the stats of the game. The Devils had the edge in shots on goal, 37-27. Face-offs, 55.8 to 44.2. On the power play, the Devils went 0 for 5. The Carolina Hurricanes went 2 for 4. Hits, Devils in favor by a small margin, 43-39. Block shots, 33. The Devils had the edge, 33-17. Giveaways 13-10 in favor of the Devils. That's not really a favor. You're giving the puck away more than the other team. And takeaways 8-4 in favor of the Devils. So, the scoring got started in this one by Nico Hischier. He scored a great goal in this one. Went back on the play and kind of didn't have enough, but enough to get over the line. So the Devils led 1-0. Dawson Mercer made it 2-0. Timo Meier had a huge opportunity to score earlier after that Hischier goal. But Freddie Anderson made a huge glove save, and that's when you saw that save happen. You're like, it's going to be another one of those nights where Timo is snake bitten. But I really feel like it's going to break through for Timo. This is you're seeing him get the opportunities out there. I know a lot of Devils fans, myself included, in that second game when he had that wide open net to score. He kind of bounced over his stick. But, it's coming. I have a feeling with Timo it's coming. He's playing physical. He's banging bodies out there. He's getting some opportunities, and I have a feeling he'll net one and they'll start to roll. So, we need some more offense coming from the guys. I feel like if they can just solve Freddie Anderson, and I really feel like tonight they did, because especially scoring that third goal, it was one that he could have had. It just got through on him, and Shimon Nemec got the game-winning goal. Out of all the players, well-deserved from Shimon Nemec. He played sensational tonight on both ends of the ice. He worked great with his stick, worked great on defense, and, he was good at bringing the puck up, and whenever he had the opportunity to put the puck on net, he tried. And he looked really good ever since he's been inserted into this lineup in the playoffs. Didn't play Game 1, played Game 2 when Dillon and Hughes went down. Him and Chalowski went in, and of course, a lot of Devils fans, myself included, were really worried about that one. But Shimon Nemec looked really solid, looked really steady, and he's that type of player that really rises to the occasion, and in the playoffs plays really well. And you saw him play like that in international play. So, great game all around from our defense. The guys played hard tonight. Jacob Markstrom again was sensational in net, making some huge saves to keep this team in it. But after the Mercer goal, Seth Jarvis scored to make it 2-1. Later on, Sebastian Aho tied up the game, and that's where the place went silent. I'm watching from home, but you could hear everything was silent after that. The place wasn't rocking, but then in overtime, the Devils took it to this team. They had a lot more opportunities, a lot more shots on goal, and Shimon Nemec scored. And credit to the fourth line. I was cursing them out a majority of the game because I want to see them be more involved in the play. You're seeing a lot of times when Bashan has a puck along the boards, puck just easily goes back the other way. Same thing with Tatar and Dowling at times, and they're trying what they can, but the depth of forward is the question mark with this team. But they had a huge play right before Shimon Nemec got the puck. Dowling made a huge hit behind the net, and the puck went around and then went into the neutral zone where Shimon Nemec grabbed it. He skated it in, made a move around the defenseman, and then shot the puck past Freddie Anderson. So this was a huge win. If the Devils would have lost this game and went down 3-0, I'd say the series is pretty much over. But they showed some life in these last two games. They were able to win one tonight. This was a huge game. Another game on Sunday to tie up the series. And like I said before, if they can tie it up, they have the momentum swing their way going into Raleigh. Maybe they win one there and take it to them, and then we come back home and win it. That's what I'm hoping for, how the series pans out. But again, tampering expectations. Let's just see what happens. But this was a huge, huge win. Solid play all around from this team. Up and down the lineup, they played really good. Nico Hischier played well. Jesper Bratt, you see more jump in his step in these games. Dawson Mercer, you're seeing a little bit more. You just want to see more offense from the guys, but it's tough against this Carolina Hurricanes team. They're a tough team to play against. They play a sound system, and they score like we do. Timely goals, and it's hard to come back from when we're trying to beat Freddie Anderson. But I feel like we made a little bit of a dent tonight. Let's see what happens on Game 4 on Sunday. So comment below. What'd you think about this game? Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button if you haven't done so. Subscribe to Hockey Skate Down. It's free. Thank you all. Have a great rest of the night. Take it easy. Stay safe. Let's go, Devils.